Morning, everybody, and welcome back to Let's Talk Stroke. I am your host and stroke survivor as well, Jerry Wall. And just for you new people that haven't seen this show, I started doing this to bring awareness to stroke, TBI, aphasia, brain injury. And I also wanted to provide a platform so all survivors can share their stories from across the world, and also to bring on experts in brain health so they can share their knowledge of what we want to know and what we should know. So anyway, this morning's guest is Aubrey Robinson, and she not only endured a TBI, and we'll get into that, and also 3 strokes. So please, let's welcome Aubrey, and also make questions, uh, make comments, and please don't be shy, and subscribe to my YouTube channel, Let's Talk Stroke. So I appreciate it if you all do that. So let's go ahead and sit back and have a good time. Telling me to dance, taking a chance. All righty. Well, thank you guys for being here, and please make comments and ask questions because that's what it's about. And good morning, Lynette. Good morning. Bring it, Obs. Look at that.
Yeah.
There she
Yeah.
is.
So yeah, Dina, she's here. Awesome.
Good. So it worked.
Yes.
I love it. I love it. Well,
Very excited.
silver lining home place.
Talk about an amazing cook. I mean,
Oh,
I can pour cereal out of a bowl pretty good.
yeah.
She actually grows her foods, and she needs a carrot. She goes out to her garden and gets one. What?
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
I don't have a garden.
Well, yeah. Clearly, I don't either. And say hi to Raven.
Oh, there we are. Wow. That's awesome. Hey, Tammy Straight, nice to see you. Deborah here, and Michelle, nice to see you. They're actually welcoming you.
Oh, welcome us. Hey, y'all.
Exactly. So, wow, this is great. I'm so happy that you agreed to be on here.
Oh, yeah. Hey, thanks for asking me. It's pretty awesome, I must say.
Yeah. Oh, no way. Yeah. Good morning, Salute, and Erica, Cheryl. I love to welcome everybody, and I appreciate it. And again, make comments, ask questions. So, going into Aubrey.
Oh, and Aubrey.
Aubrey, and you do your own show, the um, Monday motivational, or
Oh, yeah. So it's what I've started doing. I'm like, it's 3 M's, MMM, morning motivational minute ish.
yeah, there it is. Ish.
So, yeah,
And TBI Tuesday.
correct. Yep.
That's great. And
Yep.
people to find you on YouTube.
YouTube. Yeah. Just, you can even look me up by Simply Obs.
Yeah.
So, hopefully that should be easy-ish. So
Yes, absolutely.
youtube.com/simplyobs.
Yes, I subscribe to your channel, and now I get the notifications. Um,
Awesome.
yes, I love it. Wow,
Fantastic.
exactly. So, who is Aubrey? Right
Oh, yeah.
before your incident.
So before my accident, it was Aubrey. Well, I was I'd say a big hot mess. I'm still a big hot mess. But okay, before, um, it's kind of interesting. I had, what do you call it? I had moved out to Boulder, Colorado with my partner, and I mean, I was the fattest person there. I was like, everybody's like all like healthy and trust fund babies, like they're all
Oh yeah.
doing it. And I'm like, oh, I probably should do something. So I'm very thankful. I lost 160 pounds. I'm like, I can do anything. So it's
Exactly.
like, I happen to, oh, here's Raven again. But I liked what is it called? Coding. And
Yeah.
so I became a software engineer. I'm like, check this out. It's pretty cool.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
um then it was kind of awesome. So the the head of my first company in San Francisco had come and spoke at my coding class, and I was like, "Oh man."
Wow.
I was like in the back. There was all sorts of the guys were all crowding around them, and I was kind of in the back, like, "This is cool, but okay." But I'm like, he actually was interested in me. I'm like, "Wait, what?" So I'm very blown away, very happy. Recruited me out there, and had some fun, and then I'm like, "Man, this is great." Then I
Right.
got another job making quite a bit more. What? But I'm like, I'm a beginner, I'm a fake. I don't really know how to do this, but whatever.
Yeah.
So then I got to meet some more people in San Francisco due to this, what do you call it, donation bicycle ride I was going on. It's ALC, AIDS Life Cycle.
Right.
And yeah, so we were on a training ride, and I hate hills. We've been going uphill. It was probably about what, like 40-ish, something like that miles. And we were like 2 miles from the end. I'm like, yes. So a bunch of people were waiting up at the top, and I'm like, they were like, come on, just wait, just hang here, rest with us. I'm like, oh no, I'm going down.
Yeah.
So it went down and around a curve, and so nobody saw my accident. Nobody knows what happened, but basically, my buddies came right behind me, maybe a couple of seconds. I was just laid out on my back with my bike right next to me, unconscious. So they said must have been something, either hit a pole. I'm like, no way, I used to ride motorcycles, so no. Or an
Right.
animal ran out and I braked and I went up and over my handlebars, hit my head. Yes, we are required to wear helmets, so that's even with my helmet. Doctor said it's probably what saved my life. Said I'd
Yeah.
be in a coma for at least 3 months. If I wake up at all, probably won't. But then 10 days later, here I
There you
am.
are.
So, yep, I'm very, very fortunate about that.
Yeah, absolutely. And you stayed in the hospital for quite some time, or
Oh,
different
golly.
hospitals.
Yeah, I was in 3 different hospitals for 4 months. So I'm like, "Ooh, yeah," and I don't how it the what is it called? Post-traumatic amnesia?
Yeah. Oh,
I
yeah.
didn't remember anything till, what is it, almost 2 months in. I'm like, I feel bad for my poor mother. My mom came up, so that was my parents actually were in Honduras, where my dad is from. They were on their,
Oh,
what do you call 'em, little retirement vacation-ish.
right.
And, yeah, I remember the first time I can remember, I woke up and saw my mom, and then I'm like, "Why is she here in San Francisco? Wait, where am I?"
Yeah, you didn't even
So
know.
correct. But, yeah, so my mom stayed with me the entire time. I'm like, "That was a long time." But I am thankful, just helped me throughout this entire process and still helping.
Yeah. I mean, it's quite the journey that you've been on. You've let's see, where is it here? I actually wrote down some things here that you I mean, it was a bicycle accident, not a motorcycle, right?
Yes, yes, sorry, I should have said that.
Yeah, no, no. Wow. So, I mean, it's just an amazing story that you have. I mean, you all not only did you get in a bicycle accident, but you had strokes. I mean, plural.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I always forget about that, to mention that, and I don't know if it's because I don't really know what it is, but basically, I had the primary injury or whatever they said is a brain injury. It's what, diffuse axonal injury, which is also like adult version of shaken baby syndrome.
Right, right.
But I also had 3 strokes, so that's why I talk funny-ish. But
No,
thanks to you and aphasia, and your teaching on aphasia rather, and the people you bring on, I'm learning.
yeah, you sound terrific. You talk really well, and I I get a kick on your ish. I mean, to me, that is just awesome. I
Oh,
mean,
well,
that's your brand.
well, it's kind of my thing. I'm like, I don't know why I just started doing that. I'm like, it's easy. You know, I'm going to do it ish. I'll be here around 4 ish. You know, I'm like, perfect.
I love it. I love it. Wow. So what else about your uh your accident? You don't really remember anything,
Correct. Yeah, that's the thing. I don't really remember anything that happened. I mean, which is, well, funny. I remember everything up until that time. Like, even like how we went to Starbucks and did this, hung out. I even took pictures, which I have. Well, it could be over on my thing back there. Anyways,
right?
but I remember all that, no problem. But then gone. I mean, 2 months, I guess I could say, is gone. So
Yeah,
I'm like, wow.
that
And
that's crazy. Yeah. Um, I see people here from hey Jim Harley. Let's see, Salud Nivan. She's from Athens, Greece, and
wow.
I thought I saw Delia from oh gosh, don't I always get it wrong, but from
Yep, I'm like, we're doing a test here.
that's
Come on,
right.
Jerry.
My memory is not that great. It's from Ireland. Um, I appreciate you guys being here, and feel free. I know Michelle saying shouting aphasia.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Gosh, and I don't know why, weird, probably funny, but when I was in the hospital, I always tried to hide that fact. Or I remember at my third hospital, I tried to trick my speech therapist into
really.
thinking I didn't have it. I don't know why. I'm like, yep, clearly I have it.
Wow, but you sound great. I mean,
Thank
yeah,
you.
Tammy, she has it too. Yeah, a lot of you know for how is it during? I mean, at nighttime it gets worse, right? I mean, that's mine. I mean,
Yep.
when you get a little more tired, uh,
Yep.
and you have not only you have somebody new in your life. What 2 years? 2 years?
Oh, and you were right on it. Yes, sir.
Look at
So
this.
that was the thing. Well, I guess I should go back ish a little bit.
Right.
So I had thought, like, I'm like, I can't find anybody that, like, as far as to date. I'm like, what is it? I mean, I got all this stuff. I was a software engineer. I'm like, come on.
You're somebody,
So, well, yeah, I was trying to think that. I'm like, but then I had my accident and I'm like in the hospital and I'm like, seriously? Who's gonna want me now? I sound funny. I can't really walk. I mean, what's the deal? But then funny, I end up how long? Like about well, I came home to my parents to my hometown in the South. I'm like, oh, talk about, well, I shouldn't say crazy, but very conservative South.
right?
Religious. Yep. Anyways, so I'm like, what is going to happen? So then they found out, my older sister found out about a community right outside of Atlanta, Georgia called Peachtree City. And I'm like, what? Well, in Georgia, like everything's Peachtree something, but it's golf cart community. And I'm like,
Ah,
I cannot drive like a real car
right.
anymore. I mean, I may could go through the process and I'm like, eh. So a 15-mile-per-hour golf cart,
Really?
yeah, I got that. So
Wow.
it was funny. I got, what do you call, my black lab. She's my service dog.
Right.
So I had gotten her to, so I could move back out to San Francisco, and because I was training her to be a service dog, they couldn't deny me a place to live because of her.
Right.
But
Right.
so I was here in Peachtree City walking my dog, and I see this person come riding up, rainbow flag going. And I was like, dude, what am I going to say? And I'm like, I can't just be like, hey, nice flag.
Yeah.
So um, this person passed on by, and then I saw the golf cart at Walmart a week later. I'm like, oh, cool. Nobody. I'm like, ah. And then a week later, I met Paula, who is now my wife,
Right?
at a
Absolutely.
meeting thing. Yeah. And I tell you, all this time I'm like, do you know I'm disabled? You know, I can't talk right. I forget. Oh golly, forgetfulness.
Yeah, I know that.
I mean, I can try all the time to write things down.
Yes.
I'm not so great at it all the time. I'm learning. But
Yeah.
I am just so thankful I met my wife on one of the golf cart paths.
Yeah, it's amazing. Uh, I see Michelle saying congratulations.
Yep. Thank you very much. And also, I became mom. What?
Yeah.
So daughter is amazing.
Oh, nice.
I'm like, whoa, this is cool.
How old?
So, and funny, well, at the time she was 15. Now she's like 18, just turned 18
Nice, nice.
on the
That's
2nd
awesome.
of December. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So, yep. Gotta
Pride and
love
joy.
that senior year.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
So she still lives with you?
Oh, yeah. Yep. She's still here. She's still in school.
Yeah,
So,
that's great. That's awesome.
yeah,
Wow.
it's pretty great.
Yeah, that's good. So you got three of you there, your wife and your daughter.
I'm like, oh, yeah, don't forget about Survivor. She's cute. She's still here. Yep.
You've got the black lab and you've got your, which is service dog.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, and I realized that as soon as you have a brain injury or something, first thing they do is your license is done.
Yep. Yep. Yeah, that's what they told me in the hospital. I don't know if it was strictly California, but they were like, anybody comes in with a head injury,
Yeah,
automatically their license is revoked. I'm like, what?
yeah, I
But
agree.
safety, you know?
Yeah, that's the same here too in Texas.
Really, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but your neurologist, at least mine, has
Yeah.
to tell your, the DMV or whatever it is.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I shouldn't say that, but he never told. He
Oh,
never
yeah.
told me.
Well, yeah, and that is the thing. I think what is it called, like town, state, or whatever you're in, supposedly I still have a license. I'm like, oh, check it out. All right, my parents definitely forgot on me enough, and then Paula's like, no way. And so I'm like, what?
Oh, Paula doesn't allow you to drive either.
Oh no. So I'm like, fine, I'll just tool around in my golf cart. I gotta say, I got a pretty nice golf cart.
Yeah,
Yeah.
obviously. I mean, 50 miles an hour?
Yeah, yeah,
Wow.
yeah,
That's a car.
15. Yeah, yeah, not 50,
Oh,
15.
15. I was like, wow.
Yep. Oh
Wow.
yeah. Yeah, don't get too excited about that. I'm like, oh, I'm just putting along, but hey, I got some music, so I'm good.
Exactly. Wow. So what's your daily routine now?
Oh golly. That's a good question there, Jerry. I probably should have thought about that. No. So I can tell you a general-ish.
Yeah, sure.
So basically, and I'm always trying to do things to help my wife because she is one of those givers. She's give it, do. She does everything. And
Wow.
it's hilarious too because I always prayed for this growing up because I knew I'm not a great organizer and cleaner. I'm like, I want somebody clean and organized. And I tell you, she does it. But we do call her little things. She squirrels things, as
Right?
in you cannot leave anything out because she will scroll it, put it away. Where is it? I don't know. Oh, so it's not just me that forgets, huh?
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
there's that. But all right, so waking up early is something I do to try to let Paul sleep and early. The dogs like to get up at like 5.
Right?
So got Survey, my black lab service dog, and then we have a little corgi named Teddy.
Oh, okay.
And it's hilarious because they're like a month apart. and they are so cute, best buds.
Oh, really?
For whatever reason, though, the corgi is alpha. I'm like, she's scared of lightning and fireworks. Survey's not, but man, Teddy's the strong one in charge. So I'm like, all right, there you go.
Right.
But yeah, it's awesome. Okay, yeah, sorry. See,
Oh,
so I
no.
talk to myself. All right, so I wake up at 5 with them and I feed them all. I tell you, it's a production.
Yeah, I
And
bet.
yeah, not just those two, but then we have a few cats, and so I'm like taking things. Oh, and I should say, awesome. We bought a house
Nice.
exactly 1 year ago today. We signed the papers.
Wow,
So
congratulations.
yes, thank you so much. I'm
Oh
like,
my gosh.
I can't believe this. This is awesome.
Yeah.
But so we have a what is it called? Split level.
Yep.
So it's up 8 stairs. Oh yes, I counted. And then down 6 stairs to our workout-ish area. My
Right.
therapy, it's our gym. Instead of a
Right.
gym, it's a gym. So yeah, we have a lot of fun with that.
I bet. How do you get? How are you as far as managing up going up the stairs?
Oh golly.
Is that a chore?
Well, actually, that's a funny thing because in my third hospital, my physical therapist, Gaylord, he was hardcore about stairs. Like he worked and worked and worked to make sure I got up and down because at the time my apartment in San Francisco was above a Jewish deli.
But oh,
So there's like 28 stairs or something. So he drilled that into me and got it to where as long as there's a handle, I got it.
yeah.
So, and thankfully there's still that. But guess what? I've been working out with this guy and I can do them without holding on.
Wow.
Very excited about
That
that.
is incredible.
Yep.
I mean, I know that. I know those issues. We have to have two. I have to have a railing on both sides going up and down.
Yep. Oh man. Yeah. It's for real.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep. Yep. It's just a wild experience. I remember the first what do you call it, neighbor that I met at this new house.
Right.
Guess what I did? So I go out the front door and there's a porch, 2 steps down, 2 steps. What did I do? I fall on my ass.
Really?
I'm like, and then she like runs over. She's all weird, and I'm like, seriously? What in the world? But yep. So
I
don't worry. We had a what do you call it? Rail put in. What do you
yes.
metal rail? But yep. So glad now that I don't necessarily need it.
Wow, that's
We
incredible.
have
Good
it.
for you. Good for you. I know how that is.
Yeah.
I broke my hip doing that, but that's a long story.
Oh
But
golly, I'm like, oh yeah, we could go there. It's
yeah,
not fun.
exactly. So this house is all set up. You know, you've got it for the gym. So you
Yep.
don't go to therapy anymore? Or?
Oh yeah, I used to like what was it? So even after the 3 hospitals when I was in Florida, I was still what do you call it, doing therapy. Even here in Peachtree City, I continued. And
Nice.
then was it insurance ran out of money
Yeah.
for the year, and
Yeah.
so I'm like,
Understand.
well, figure it out. So I'm like, now, of course, how do you say, not official therapy, but try to get out and walk or, oh, should tell you, I love bikes. Of course, that's how I had my accident.
Right.
So
Right.
I bought my dream bike, and so I went to go out and ride it. I'm like, oh yeah. I went 2 feet. I'm like, because I cannot balance. And I'm like,
Is this after your? I mean, we're talking like
yep, sorry.
yeah.
So this was after my injury. So it was, and I had moved to Peachtree City. 3 years ago, I think. And I
Right.
was like, what am I going to do? The awesome thing, my wife is also awesome. Well, for many things,
Sure.
but
Obviously.
she, like, what do you call it, got in touch with Elsa, or LJ, sorry. She's from New Zealand and she rides for the Paralympic team.
Oh, great.
And she was like, oh, yeah. So, and then we actually talked. Our accident was 3 weeks apart.
Is that right? Wow.
Yeah. So I was amazed. But she told me about a guy in England who makes, what do they call it? Back axles, basically the bike into a trike.
Oh, yeah.
So I was able to custom order that, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I get to have my dream bike that I can ride.
Yeah. I think I saw a picture of it on one of your somewhere.
Yep, yeah. I'm like, hey, this would be a good time for me to pick it up or to show it.
Yeah.
Sorry, I guess I should make a note to have that on hand.
Yes. Absolutely. That is terrific.
Yeah, I'm very, very fortunate, very thankful for it.
Yeah.
I mean, just awesome. Yeah,
Yeah.
dream bike. I'm like,
Nice. Yeah. I see Salute saying therapy is an ongoing thing to do, whether at a facility or your home.
correct. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Very true. Wow.
It is.
Well,
And
glad you
it's,
got that. How often do you ride it? Every day, you think?
oh gosh, I wish.
Yeah.
um, and how do you say? Well, it's kind of cold here now.
Yeah.
So I haven't been, but hopefully here when it warms up because, yeah, well, it's 52 degrees right now, but still, I'm like,
Wow. Not
can't
bad.
go.
56 here.
Oh, yeah.
Now,
Well,
now there's something about that because I love them. I really do. Once you get one, I only have one, but I want some more.
oh, yeah.
Tattoos. You got them. There's meaning about them. You have a
Yeah.
lot of meaning through
Yep.
those.
Yeah, this one is my favorite. It's one of my last. Anyways, so I have my trach tube right here. So my scar
I'm gonna pull you
right
on
here.
full screen here so people can see it.
Okay.
There you are.
So hopefully, well, it's kind of hard to see ish, but there's my trach tube is right there. So basically, for me, and I actually drew this heart. This is my heart. I draw hearts weird, always have. I'm just angular, but and then the sparrows, it's like people always come around to help. So for me, with blood, they just come around, surround you, and help. So I think even my accident, I'm like, um, I was surrounded by people who helped me, who
Nice.
love me. I'm like, it's amazing. I am so thankful. Want to give it back out. So yeah, with my
Absolutely.
morning motivation.
Exactly. And I can't lift my arm, but
Yeah.
the right here. I don't have them here, but
Oh, the knuckles.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And
So I don't know if you see Bear Grit. So funny, you switch around. So the nonprofit I'm building or organizing, whatever it's called,
yeah.
Grit and Bear It.
Yeah.
So then I'm like, oh, well, I can do Bear Grit. Bear Grit can make money to supply or to make money for the nonprofit. There we go. So in Bear Grit, we can help people with who want to learn how to code and things. I
Yeah.
still know a few things, but I'm
That's
like, so it's all about like helping people
yeah.
advance and get better. And, and that's another thing. I was partially a speaker with my job. I was a software engineer, but I had, what do you call it? Learn, oh, where do I live? I live in Peachtree City, Georgia, which could be considered Metro Atlanta, Georgia.
There you go.
So,
Hey,
yeah, right
you-
outside the airport, actually. But
really?
yeah, so yeah, what do I go? Oh, the coding. I used to speak at coding conferences and help to teach people how to code. Well, because I was a little later in life. I mean, when I had my accident, 4 days before I had turned 36.
Wow.
And then I'm like, "Eep." It was funny. They were gonna have my friends were gonna have a what do you call it, surprise birthday party for me
Oh,
Saturday night. Kind of messed that up,
you
but
missed that.
it was awesome because they made this what do you call it poster for me. Sorry, don't have a thing to show you, but it was basically everybody brought pictures of themselves and wrote a note, say, hey, can't wait for you to get better. We're ready to ride, ready to go. And yeah, very
That-
encouraging to me.
It is. Those are great blessings to have
Yes, yes.
great friends. How did your family, when they heard this?
Oh gosh. Well, kind of like I think I alluded to earlier, my mom and dad were out of the country in Honduras.
That's
So that's where my dad is from. But they have a house there and they usually spend the first couple months of the year. So I kind of interrupted that.
yeah,
And so I'm thankful though that they got notified. But I'm like, gosh, yeah, because I remember when I woke up in the hospital, when I can remember, I'm like, what is my mom doing here? But so yeah, it was quite a shock for them to be like, what do we do? Yeah.
right,
So
right,
yeah, it was amazing to think of. Clearly I was asleep. I didn't know what was going on.
right. And you
But
have a
I'm like,
sister?
they had to pack everything up their house and
Yeah.
get everything like switched around and in order. So it
Wow.
was quite a mess, but I am so thankful for them. And I got to go the following year with my parents to Honduras and
Oh, you
talk
did.
to
Okay.
them. Is they live on a what do you call it? It's a key. There's three islands in Honduras: Utila, Guanaja, and Roatan. Roatan's a big like scuba diving. Everybody wants to go.
Right.
But so my parents live on a key off of Utila. So it's like itty bitty things, like 200 people, and it's packed. But it was so amazing to be able to go down there
I
and to
bet.
thank them because they would all stop at 12, in the afternoon and pray for me.
Oh my gosh.
But
So wonderful.
wow. But,
Yeah,
I was able to tell them thank you and thanks for
absolutely.
supporting my family and being nice, speaking kind words to them.
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
Wow.
yeah, very, very fortunate.
Yeah, you are. You have a sister or any other family?
Yeah, yeah. So I'm middle actually. I have an
Oh,
older
okay.
sister and my younger, she's 2 years younger than me.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. 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 So that what would you tell, there's because you didn't go through or maybe any kind of depression or anything during those times when you first found out, oh, great, what did I do or just wondered.
Oh yeah. Oh, if we want to talk about that, let's get real bit. So w- what I found out is, well, anybody who comes in with a head injury, put you on antidepressants
Yeah.
right away. So, and I think they told my family because my sister told me that like you're is it 60 or 80% more likely to have mental health issues like with depression and stuff. Because I'm like, all of a sudden you're told, oh, by the way, you're disabled now, you cannot work, and you can't basically you can't do anything. Your entire life is over.
Right, like that.
Correct, you are
Yeah,
right. See,
I
and
know.
that's another thing. Speaking of, I can do with this, I cannot still snap.
I understand that completely.
Gosh. So, but that was the thing. Yes. I mean, I did. Well, thankfully, they'd put me on antidepressants and things before. I am very thankful that
Yeah,
they give me these things and adjust my mood or. I am, I don't know what it was. I am very thankful. I
Yeah.
mean, granted, yeah, sure, I'd love to have my whole life back. I'd be out in what do you call it, San Francisco and all that. But then I'm like, now looking over all that has happened, I'm like, I have so many of my friends
Yeah.
because pandemic, they've pieced out, they're gone. So I'm like, I
Yeah.
was just a few years early on that.
Right. Right. Wow.
So yeah, it's a crazy thing, and we can throw out there life. Hey, you never know what's gonna happen.
It's true.
But you never know what awesome thing it is,
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
am incredibly thankful for all
Yeah.
that has happened and I've been taken care of.
Yeah. It sounds like, because it's not about me, but I'm thinking before mine. I thought everything was going, like you said, everything was going really good.
Yep,
Then
yep,
all of a sudden, like you said, your life changes in an instant. But
correct.
now, after these years, now I feel like I have a purpose in trying to, you know, have a platform for somebody to share their story, and
Yes,
to help people out and to inspire other people. And that's what it sounds like. Now look what you're doing. You're
yes.
doing your own shows, and you're inspiring so many people. And I love all these comments here. I don't know if you've been watching them.
Uh,
I mean, like Yvonne, so positive. Exactly. You are so positive. I love all this. These stories. And like Salud saying, thank you for sharing your story.
yeah,
Um,
man.
and
And that is one thing I'm very, very thankful that I can, and that is one thing over. And it's not just, oh, yesterday I had my accident, today I'm good. Oh, yeah.
right. Oh no.
I'm coming up on, what is it, 6 years
Yeah.
since my accident. Oh my,
Wow.
yeah. So
Yeah.
here in a month, or anyways. But I mean, I have step by step, gone through different things, and different things have happened to me that I am now thankful. I can say for all those around me, for
Yeah.
all that I'm learning,
Yeah.
and like you said, all that I'm able to help. I'm like, who would have thought? I
Right.
got a camera and a cool looking microphone,
Yeah.
and I can go online
It's a
and
badass
tell people
microphone. I
stuff.
love it.
Thank you. I'm like, feel like it was. Yeah.
I
So
love it.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's just, but it gives me something. I can hold on and say, here, this is it.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yes. And yep,
Thank you,
you can
Michelle.
accomplish anything. Yes.
Very true. Never give up hope. And that's right, Michelle. So what would you tell people out there that are going, because there's a lot of people out there that are, I don't want to say they're newbies, that just had something and they're going through that difficult time. And I
Yeah.
don't want to change the subject again. Here I go. You have some quotes, and I when I watch you, they really, I mean, they're, maybe you could say it because I don't want to ruin it, because if you do the way you say it, it's so,
Yes.
uh,
Oh, well, I can say a couple different things. Well, that is never give up. But at the end of my videos, something that, well, I needed. So I turn around and tell everyone else that you matter, your story matters, and you belong here.
that's beautiful, actually. I mean, really, is when I see that on your shows, what you put them on the, you know, you know,
Absolutely.
like, but yeah, mine's just from. I'm just looking at some of these. Yeah, so your friend.
Oh, yeah. Hey, Dean. Yep. So, yeah, and I am so glad that it resonates with people because I'm like, firstly, I need that. So
Yeah,
I'm like, by saying that, by having it written on my wall, which my whiteboard, green board, anyways, but I'm like, I see that, I know, hey, I matter.
yeah,
It's like, it's something I have to hold on to.
yeah,
But then I want to share that, or not share, spread. that excitement or that knowing that this world needs you. This
Yeah.
world needs me. This world needs you, Jerry. It needs you doing what you're doing, creating this amazing community, talking about crazy talking people, talking
Yeah.
about aphasia, but helping us understand there's hope,
Yeah. It's okay to ask for help.
Correct. Yeah. And it's not bad
Right.
that you're not going to get all better, go
Right.
back to how it was. I'm like, I'm always different. And I'm finally to that point of like, you know what? Yeah, I'm different than I was, but I'm better for it.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
So maybe I missed. So what would you tell? I mean, I'm looking at some of these here.
yeah.
But what? So you tell people it will get better. I mean, or I know
Yeah.
you have a good message.
So, and that's the thing. It's like, I can't say, oh, you're going to get all better.
Right.
So I'm like, well, you can stop and think, what is all better? I'm like, there's no thing because I said that in the hospital, they told me you have 18 months. And I thought at the time, oh, 18 months and then I'll be like normal. All right. No. They were like, you have 18 months to get better or get as far as you're going to get, like in improving.
Plateau.
So, but by the way, that is not true. I'm like, keep fighting, keep going, and you will improve. Like for me, I can say, you know what? I'm coming on 6 years and I can finally go up and downstairs without holding on.
Wow.
Still have it close by, so need that railing, but I never thought that was possible.
Right.
Definitely after a year and a half.
Yeah.
So
Those baby steps, those tiny little improvements after
correct.
6 years, you're still noticing them.
Yes, absolutely.
Wow. Absolutely.
And I'm determined, and that's what I feel like, so many out there, I know y'all are determined.
Yeah.
And just know there's hope. Like, you can do it.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
Amazing. Oh gosh, I love this. Silver line. Love that end message. Yeah.
Yeah.
Silver lining. I love it. The cook.
Oh, yeah. And she does, like, her, whole home. I mean, totally awesome. It is a silver lining. I mean, very good. She's very inspiring to me,
Right.
too.
I will check out her page
Yeah.
or the YouTube channel. Check it out.
Correct.
So,
Yeah. That
Aubrey,
would be
any other?
awesome.
Let's see. I like to bring some comments up too, but
Oh,
long. Yeah, Lynette had 8 strokes also.
wow. Yeah. Gosh. Long before rupture. Golly.
Yeah, every story is different. I agree.
Yep, it is. And that is the thing. That's what I learned is when I was reading a book by somebody got mad, threw it all across the room because they were like, oh, it's hard for me to drive now. I'm like, I can't even drive. I'm like,
Yeah,
but once again, you cannot compare. And like you said, everybody's um incident
yeah,
is different. The
right,
deficits, they're all different. So what we have and use it.
right, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, I appreciate you guys saying this. Um,
Yeah.
it's all about Aubrey. She's amazing. I appreciate you being here.
Oh, absolutely. And thank you, Jerry, for creating this community and having all these amazing people. I'm like, that's what it's all about. It's
Yeah,
all about helping each other.
right.
That's our strength,
Yeah,
is taking the
exactly.
moment to speak words of life.
That's what it's about. Yeah. Um, it's nice to see other people, making comments and telling their story too. Because Um, again, they are different, and thank you, Lynette, and thank you, Aubrey. Any last words? Ish.
Ish, yeah. I'm like, ish is a perfect word.
It's awesome. I mean, I love when you say that.
Yep. I know I probably should get a shirt or something. I'm like, whoa. By the way, I always wear my uniform. It's black shirt. I'm like, then I don't have to decide. Brain power. But maybe a sticker says ish.
You should. That's
Yep. Fantastic.
definitely. I love it. I
Yep.
love it. Well,
Thank you so much for providing the opportunity, Jerry. It's great. And all you folks out there, fantastic. Know that you matter and you can do this.
that's awesome. I love it. You matter,
Yes.
and your story is important. You're
Yep, you
important.
matter, your story matters, and you belong here.
True. I love this, Robin. Thankish. You.
Hey, there we go.
It's awesome. Thank you, Aubrey, once again.
Absolutely. It is my pleasure. Thank you for allowing me to come on.
Ah, all the time. See you guys.